welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We document the journey of incredible entrepreneurs. My best friend, Tammy Caputi, how are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So happy to be here.
So, when you go low, we go high. Does that work? Obviously it didn't. Did it?
When me again. What's the question?
When you go low, we go high, and all that rhetoric. Did it work?
We're going to get into that, huh?
Oh, straight
I thought we were going to do like a business thing first.
There's no warm-up, man. We're just going to get right into it.
Man.
We'll talk about your business.
Got it.
CEO and founder of Yale Electric, of course.
That's right. President, actually. President and founder.
Owner, queen, the whole thing. You own the whole thing.
Okay, so election stuff. When they go low, we go high. Absolutely. You want to talk national politics or you want to talk local?
I'm talking about, look, from an entrepreneurial perspective. Mm-hmm. Do we take the high road when we are attacked by competition, or do we actually fight back? And I get, like from a national politics perspective, I get what Michelle Obama says about when they attack us, we go high. But did it work? And I think that when you look at the large context of politics now, where the attacks are so fierce and the childish behavior, the boorish behavior that is being exhibited at the highest level of government, does it motivate us as entrepreneurs to kind of equate our behavior similarly?
Okay, so I actually think that, of course, the better route to go is to go high, but I also think it's extremely important to not just let the boorish behavior go unchecked. I think that it's absolutely essential that we stand up and we speak out against things when they're not working correctly. I mean, again, in particular with this election, yes, there's this whole, he's our president, we need to respect him, but there's also this, he's doing things that people need to stand up and speak out against. We can't just let things bulldoze us over.
And the
right?
reason that we're speaking a little politics of folks that you do not know, Tammy Caputi ran for District 23.
Yes, House of Representatives in District 23.
You got 46,255
votes, with everybody saying it could not be done. It was actually the largest number of votes as a Democrat in the history of my district.
So there is a voice, and that voice, again, it's very impactful because what you say, you have to be aware and cognizant that there are people listening.
Exactly.
There are people listening. I mean, so it's not a vacuum, right? I mean, you just didn't run in a vacuum. There's 46,000 plus people that actually heard you and dug you and voted for you.
And the advice I got in the beginning of the campaign was, that's not going to work in your district. It's very far right. You can't speak progressive values in that neighborhood. And that goes back to your original question. No, I totally disagree. You do go high in that situation. You speak the values that connect to your neighbors and your friends and your family, and you stay true to yourself.
Interesting.
And it worked.
In the short term,
I never changed who I was or changed my message necessarily. I definitely gave everybody what I wanted to say.
In the short term, it might seem and the temptation may be to get as low as the attacker, as low as the individual, as low as your competition, as low as that identity. And that is just a natural tendency, correct?
I think
because
so.
we want to be able to say the things that, and word for word, attack and actually defend ourselves. But you have to kind of look at life 6 months from now, a year from now, 3 years from now, and say, what did I say back then when I was, right?
Especially in politics.
Especially in politics.
Every single word I speak now, I'm always thinking, what's the long-term effect of that? Every time I go to post something on Facebook or to write a tweet, I think, oh my gosh, you have to understand that's going to be out there in the universe forever. What am I saying? Who am I impacting? Is the message correct? Am I saying the right things? Am I changing the right people? Am I pushing people's buttons? Am I getting them up there, standing up for the things that matter?
Why is it then that maybe it didn't matter in this election? Because anything that could have been said was said. For crying out loud. There is this live mic that picked up all these comments and this buzz, and I'm not going to go into it. But
I know we would need 3 hours to analyze this election.
But you can say anything, and that would be in contrast to what you're describing right now. What's happening? where are we as a society? Where are we in our...
I really want to talk about my company.
I am. And we've got time for that, but this is, I wanted to get this out because you are so, you take the pulse of a district that is so conservative to a large degree, but you managed to get 46,000 plus votes, so there is a voice there.
There is. My feeling on this past election is that women and people who support women's equality and people's equality in general need to stand up and stand together. And I think we have a tendency to be sitting in all of our own little silos. We've got lots of groups working here, working here, working here, and people never get together and say, we all have this one common goal, let's make it happen.
There you go. Yale Electric, let's talk about your business.
Let's talk about Yale Electric West.
I had to, now I am very relieved. I had to get that out of my chest.
I like it. And again, we could probably spend 3 hours talking politics.
Every day for the rest of our lives. And
Exactly.
We probably
I have a lot of
it.
thoughts on this election. And, again, I don't want to chew up the 15 minutes on it.
Don't worry.
I'm much more concerned about getting my own voice out there in the community and doing my small part, because I do think people get caught up in the national stuff, and that's what happened to me on this election too. I kept wanting to chat about the ways that I was going to be able to impact people's lives, and they kept wanting to talk national politics. And really, at the end of the day, it's your local legislators, your local city council, your local school board. Those are the people that are going to change your lives.
All politics are local.
It's true.
How do you change, or how do you get the votes from customers to go to your business?
Okay, so I have...
It's challenging, right? I mean, probably the hardest thing about your business is marketing and getting new business.
Actually not necessarily in my business.
Oh,
right?
okay.
It doesn't really work like that because I don't call on end users. So I'm an electrical material supplier.
Right.
I supply everything electrical on a large construction project. So light fixtures, switchgear, pipe, wire, dimming systems, receptacles, anything. And I really work with about 6 or 8, sometimes up to 10 middle-sized to large contractors, and whatever work they're working on, they give to me to quote. I put together a lighting package or whatever the material is, give them a price. If they get the job, I get the job. So I'm not really going out finding new customers, but I am always going out trying to find new projects. But again, there's so much work going on all the time. It sort of just, at this point, ends up being on my lap.
And you're finding new projects, but still you have to go out there and find new projects. And the people that are supplying these projects, you have to look at them as your customers, right? I mean, at the end of the day.
Right, but the projects have a tendency to just make their way to me, right?
Oh, they do? Okay.
So the general contractor has however many projects they're working on. They give the project to the electrical contractor. The electrical contractors that I work with constantly come to me for pricing. So they'll go to me and maybe 2 or 3 other suppliers, and we all give pricing for material. So actually, I'm sometimes pushing work away, honestly.
Really?
The economy's been pretty good. I work on anything commercial, so roadways, airports, buildings, schools, office buildings. I'm lighting up Arizona.
Maybe you could build a wall,
Right?
You said something interesting. The economy has gotten better.
It has.
Has gotten better, and of course, as more projects and as the economy gets better, the better it is for your business, the better it is for everybody, right? Because you're supplying jobs, you're creating all this just incredible opportunities for people to come in to your business and be part of it. Where do you see the economy going? Because it does this, right? It does this, and at some point it will do this. Do you see, let's say, the next 4 or 5 years as a growth curve that we're experiencing?
And I'm going to get political here.
I tried to stay out of the politics, but they bring me back in.
For just 1 second. I actually think that there's always a lag, right? So whatever we do in the large economy, it takes a long time for the wheels to get going. I think that this last administration, for all the crap that people like to pile on Obama's head, the economy after 8 years of an Obama administration is in a fantastic position. We are robust. There is work happening. I mean, the wheels are greased. Everything is poised to move forward.
For somebody else to take credit.
Exactly.
Right.
We get a new president coming in. He's going to step in. The world's going to look bright and and shiny, and all of a sudden he's just, look at these great things I did. No way. As someone else once said, you didn't build that, right?
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, and I think that's happening over and over and over again with a lot of the things he's doing, right?
And
Affordable Care Act, we'll take it, we'll put a little tweak on it, which we should have done all along instead of road blocking right? Everything, when you have a brand new program that's giant like that, if everybody had gotten to the table, worked together and said, this is a good idea, we could maybe tweak it with this, this, and this, maybe we would be so much farther down the road now. Instead of, no, the Democrats proposed it, we're not going to do anything, right? And then we're stuck with this program that doesn't work. The new president will come in, he'll make a couple of tweaks, they'll name it something else, and surprise, we've got this great program. Anyway, we wanted to try to talk about business.
Look, I try to bring it back to
I
the
know,
business,
it's so hard.
and we just come back to like I said, they just pull me back in. But it's inevitable because it is entrenched and it is so tied to the growth of your business. So we have to talk about that, and we have to talk about this lagging economy, which is now it has been a product of years of stimulus packages, etc., that now we're seeing the fruits of those labors, right?
Exactly.
And so now for the next 5 years, like you said, the wheels are greased, everything should be poised. Somebody else comes in and takes the credit, much like Reagan took the credit for the freeing of the Iranian hostages when Jimmy Carter administration had been negotiating for months and months the release of it. All right, but that's another thing.
Also, I want to, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I love to talk. I also want to point out that my company is certified as a disadvantaged business enterprise and a small business enterprise with City of Phoenix.
Okay.
And basically what that means is that a construction project will come out that will be related to something the city's building, something at the airport, for instance. And they will require that a contractor take at least one of the bids from a company like mine that's a woman-owned business.
Yes.
I have to be the low bidder, just like anyone else would have to be. But all things equal, it will tip the job towards me. So these programs were fantastically helpful for me getting started because until I could get to the table, no one would call me, right? So
they didn't take you serious because you were a woman-owned business?
Exactly.
Is that why?
Exactly.
Okay.
So there really aren't any women doing what I'm doing in the construction industry.
Not in that construction industry. Very, very, very rare.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So people get used to working with certain groups, and they never think to call someone else. So that really helped me to get to the table. And I hear a lot, people will say, oh, you got that job because you're a woman-owned business. And I always say, I was the best person for the job, clearly. When I had the opportunity, the equal opportunity to compete with everyone else, I got the project on my own merit. But I wouldn't have gotten there without the opportunity to be there. And I always say, they give you that term, oh, that's an entitlement program, and it always makes me laugh. I say, as opposed to what? The longest running entitlement program in the history of mankind called the History of Mankind? You mean that entitlement program that up until these types of programs came along entitled all those old, white men to continually get those jobs over and over and over again? It entitled them to always get the work until someone said, no, you have to consider someone else.
Do you find yourself that, unlike us, man who might be in the construction, do you find that you have to justify every time that you win a bid?
I have to be 1,000 times better because I'll always get that. Oh, you only got that job because you're a woman-owned business.
And you can hear it, from
all the time.
From
I have to be better
the background.
priced. I have to have better service.
She got it because she's a woman.
I can't make any mistakes. The problems that come up, I have to fix quicker and better and faster. I mean, I think I do a 1,000 times better job. I think that happens all the time.
When are men going to realize that women are just more intelligent and better? And I've always said this. I've said it for 30 plus years.
It's not even about who's better or worse necessarily. It's about we need to have everyone at the table, right? That's my overall message is for 3,000 years, we basically took 50% of the world's human capital.
Sure.
And we threw it out.
Right.
Like, where would we be today if we hadn't done that? For all the Albert Einsteins that came out, how many other amazing things would have happened had we not thrown out half the brains? Where would we be today? We would be so much farther along.
Or for that matter, had you been allowed to vote.
Or go to school.
Or go to school.
Or any of these basic things. That's what I'm saying. We
Correct.
literally took half the potential and said, no. That's crazy.
But still, in your industry at least, it's seen as an entitlement, whereas it should be more as we're competing head to head.
Exactly.
And I got to bring my best foot forward, my best project forward. They don't see it that way.
And the message that I was giving a lot on the campaign trail too was about hearing from different voices, hearing from different people, right? I mean, again, putting more people at the table gives you different points of view, different perspectives. Maybe women are going to address a particular project in a certain way. We're going to bring different strengths to the table. Like I said, I know I'm more detail-oriented. I solve problems differently. Let's get everybody there and find the best people. Isn't that a true free market? When you let the market pick the actual best people, not screened just for a certain color or sex? Just saying.
You know what we should do is we should have, like, we'll contract Taylor for like the whole day and just have the camera rolling.
Pick each topic, right. I would love to do that.
We'll take bathroom breaks every 2 hours or so, or whatever.
And are we going together or do you have separate facilities?
That's
just teasing. We could get into a whole conversation on gender too. I love it.
Well, we're not in North Carolina, so we'll have to think about that. But listen, I mean, I'm always honored to have this type of conversations because it just raises my game. I have to be really on my toes and kind of just be much better. It's much like playing basketball with Michael Jordan. It's got to be the same thing, and that's how I feel talking to you.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm very honored.
Are we out of time?
We're out of time. Yeah, she's giving me the.
I see the look.
She's got the look. But with that, I really appreciate it. And again, just a much success. I know that we tried to incorporate your business and everything else into it, but yeah, we always go back to the
can't help
politics.
it.
You can't help it. And we'll probably next time we'll sit down
Everything's
again.
interconnected.
It is interconnected. And we can only hope that you continue making a difference for everybody. And 46,000 plus vote is not Tisnesia. And I mean, it's a large constituent. And
I definitely want to use that and build on it. So.
Oh, heck yeah. You're going to win.
Great.
You're
It's going to be great.
Next time. Yeah, absolutely. With that, we're out.